now that we have our logo ready to go, let's take a look at some different effects and how we can apply, say, a drop shadow to our logo to really make it pop. We'll take a look at transparency as well in this project, so we understand that, hey, even though this is black background, it is actually transparent. Let's take a look. So here I am in After Effects, and I've got my sequence here, and I've changed my font around, kind of moved some things around to take a look at this logo. Now let's go ahead and add an effect. Well, first off, this is transparent. In our composition, if I look at these different icons down here, I can click this one that has a few different black and gray boxes in it, and it basically shows us our transparency. So this is transparent. If you worked in Photoshop, you're used to seeing this. You probably have seen a PNG online with a gray and white box or gray and white checker. That means it's transparent. So what I can do is, what I like to do is, sometimes this kind of bothers me, so I'm going to create a solid layer that I'll delete later. So I go to Layer, New, Solid, and I'll make it white, that's fine. And I'm just going to drag that down below to the background. So now I have this solid white background behind my logo. So now let's zoom in here and let's add a drop shadow to my text. So I'm going to choose my text layer and go up to the top and go to Effect. And I'm going to choose under 3D, where is it? Under Perspective, there it is, Perspective, Drop Shadow, there you are. And let's go ahead and make some changes. First off, I want the opacity to be up a little bit more. Distance, a little bit off, that looks good there. And I'll blur that just a little bit, maybe bring it back. Like so. How's the opacity? That looks good. So it just kind of pulls it away from the animated gears behind it. Now, if I wanted a drop shadow on the word time that went over the top of rhythm and the word and, I would need to duplicate this layer and then remove the other letters in this. So, in fact, I might do that. I might just say, hey, grab my text tool up here, delete, just like that. And then I'll move that into place. Just kind of move it around like so. And then what I'm gonna do is turn that layer off for now. Come down here to the rhythm and time. Grab my text tool. Delete, delete. I'm gonna add a couple spaces to kick that out there. And there you go, that works. Okay, so now I've got that little drop shadow. If I grab my selection tool again, I've got that drop shadow on the T that's going over the top of the rhythm and the ampersand for and. So that makes it stand out a little bit more. They don't really blend in too much. Kind of gives them a little bit of something there. Let's do the same thing for the cogs. Now this time I'm going to choose all three cogs, all three of those layers, and I can go to Effect, and I can go all the way back down to Perspective again, but drop shadow is up here at the top because it's the last one that I used, last effect I used. So I'm going to click that. And by doing that, it added it to all three of them. Okay? Now let's come in here and make some adjustments. So I'm going to say distance. This is the bottom one. So let's do distance and let's soften it a little bit. Like so. Looking good. Back here to the middle one. Distance. And soften it. Maybe drop the opacity a little bit. And finally the third one, distance. And that one's bigger, so I don't think I'm going to blur that as much. But there we go. So now if I play this back, I see how time, yep, not good, right? I'm gonna hit U on the keyboard to show time, because here's my animation. By hitting the letter U on your keyboard, it pulls up all the things, all the attributes that are already animated, so you can see just the attributes that are animated if you need to make a quick change. In this particular case, I do. So let's see here, rhythm, and okay. So now I want time to come in right here. So let's see here, rhythm and time. Boom, so much better. And just like that, we've taken a simple image and text and transformed it into something that's actually really cool. And again, this can go over the top of your video. Now that I'm done with my background, I'm going to go ahead and delete that background white so it is transparent, and this is ready to be exported out, and we're going to do that in the next video. I'll see you there.